and welcome to a Pretty Twisted YouTube channel. My name is Teresa. I'm the owner and dyer behind Pretty Twisted Yarns, where I do this really cool thing where I dye self-striping yarn, yo. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, you're very brave and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, I highly encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give it a big thumbs up if you like yarn, yo. If you like yarn, you should definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel.
I'll like 50, you know.
Thank you. This is my darling daughter who doesn't work for me in my sweatshop at all. No, but this is Caitlin, and today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, yo. So I'm doing this, I'm taking a little page out of Aquila, a Lefty Knitter podcast, and I'm just doing some casual vlog style stuff. So we just ate Thanksgiving dinner, and I thought I would just show you guys really quick what I've been working on. This is a project, you gotta turn your eyes away for a minute. Well, I'll show you the project. This is a cowl, and it is the Conversation Hearts cowl, patterned by Aquila Boland, a Lefty Knitter podcast. And I bound this off on my way over here. The background color is Nitpick's Stroll, and this is the colors are the Conversation Hearts mini set that Andrea the cat lady did. That's the cat lady with 2 T's, craft all the things. So, never knit a cowl before, and I really haven't done color work. Like I've played with it. I think I made like a coffee cozy years ago. So, with this cowl, I really wanted to play with color dominance. So my dominant color I had in my left side, and I'm a continental knitter, so I knit the dominant color with my left hand, and the background color I held, and I don't really throw, but it's kind of, it's a flicking, and I've got pretty good at flicking. So on the resting rows and on the ribbing, I forced myself to knit English, flicking, just to kind of get that muscle memory down. You know, it's always good to have different tools in your knitting tool belt. If you get a repetitive strain injury or your hand hurts, you got another hand, yo. You just switch it up. Really enjoyed making this cowl. And it is a paid for pattern. I'll show you my floats in a minute, because I know everyone's like, show us your floats. So I went up a needle size. I didn't gauge swatch. But it's fine. And I went up a needle size because I tend to be a tight knitter, and I know from watching other podcasts that sometimes stranded color work can get a little tight and it doesn't have a lot of give because of the floats. Now, let me just show ya my floats. So I have all these ends to weave in still. I'm pretty dang proud of how my floats be looking. So in reading about color dominance with your floats, your dominant strand should go under and your background strand should go over. So that's all correct. Like, they're not the best, most prettiest floats ever, but like, they're not wonky. They're nice and horizontal, and I'm really proud of myself. They're not like too tight. I maybe could have made them a little bit looser, but like for my first try, not bad. Not bad at all. I made some mistakes, which I was gonna totally point out to you guys, but I forgot where they are. So I guess it doesn't matter, does it? So I need to weave in the ends and block this. And this is gonna be a Christmas present for somebody. And I went up a needle size, and it's totally fine. I'm glad I did, because I think for an adult size it would have been a little bit too small had I stuck with the recommended size. I used the interchangeable set I have by Leica. No one knows how to say that, but they're beautiful needles. The driftwood needles. They're very warm to the touch. Oh, I also did a different bind off. I usually, rude murder of birds. Aren't crows called like a murder of crows or something like that? Rude. Okay. Anyways, usually for a stretchy bind off, I do Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, which is fine and good and fresh and whatever, but it flares a little bit. So I did the bind off that Aquila recommended. And I'm not the best at binding off, but this was Lori's twisty bind off. So I took, oh, there's my glasses, my interchangeable needles. So my cowl was all on one, and I put a stopper on it. And then I didn't have any DPNs this size, so I used this extra needle to do the bind off. I think it came out quite nice. It doesn't flare. It's stretchy. I need to get better at binding off. I knit so many socks that I'm pro at Kitchenering stuff, but not great at binding off things. It's all good though. Would you like to add anything, little miss? Yeah. Oh, what am I wearing on my head? I'm glad you asked. This is my sockhead hat pattern. You know the sockhead hat. I think it's a free pattern, but this is knit in Vine yarns on her Volca base, which is an MCN, and this is the color Mexican Hot Chocolate. I knit this in, I think, 2016, and it's cool enough here today that I can rock a muscle-oucha beanie. It's like 72. It's a beautiful here today. Like, Florida is rough, you guys. Like, the summer is like 10 months long and it's super rough, but like when it's nice, it's really nice. So I've been working on something else also. And I'm going to put a timestamp here because if you don't want any spoilers, if you got a Freckled Whimsy Advent skein and or the Corner of Craft 12 Days of Stitchmas, I'll put a timestamp here. Fast forward, yo, because I'm going to show it because listen. I don't know when. Like, I'd like to be like, oh, I'm going to cast on December 1st. And it's not that I couldn't wait to do it. It's like, I'm probably going to be dyeing yarn. And I really want to wear these on Christmas. And I don't have a whole lot of like knitting Christmas paraphernalia. So it's Thanksgiving and we've eaten. So now it's Christmas starts right now. Like it's Christmas. It's on. This, this is Living in a Bag by Stitching Plaza. Who is Georgianne? And it has a really cute little enamel pin on it that says, I don't know how people do this, man. I'm not good at stuff. It says Soulmate. Andy the Knitress sent that to me for my birthdays.
What does it say?
Soulmates. And it's socks.
Cute.
Do you know anybody who makes socks?
Yeah.
Yo. So I'm knitting these in tandem. Again, this is the Freckled Whimsy Advent skein. You've been warned. Okay? So, I got the 50 gram, like the split skein. So I got two 50 gram skeins and a mini. So what I did was I cast on with the mini and did 2x2 rib for 5 rounds. That way I could start the skein at exactly the same spot. Like my striping skein, my long tail cast on wouldn't eat into that yarn, if that makes any sense. So I do a German twisted cast on. I cast on 64 stitches, magic loop. That's pretty much all I do. And this little guy is a little mouse. This is from the Corner of Craft.
Can I see?
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
So I'm almost done the cuff on this one. And I am done the cuff on this one. And this has a little, like, what? Can I focus? Is it my face? Get your face out, girl! There. Dude, I don't know. This is like comical. But it's a little mug with a penguin and a hot cocoa. Or is it a snowman? I don't know, but it's so cute. I flippin' love the Corner of Craft, yo. Love her. I like to do bead weaving also, but it is very hard on your fingers. So, oh, I also do this thing with self-striping. I thought I'd throw little tidbits in of like self-striping information as I go. When I do self-striping on ribbing, as soon as the color changes, I'll do like, you know, knit 2, purl 2, and then if the color changes, that whole round I knit. That way it's not getting like a little purl bump of color in between, which can happen. When I go home, if I find a sock that has it, I'll show you. It's not really a big deal, but for these, I just kind of wanted them to be like as perfect as possible. And I plan on doing an Eye of Partridge heel flap heel turn, which is why I'm not knitting these on my Earlbacker Speedster. I am hand knitting these. All right, so I might film some more nature walks or something. When we get home, I got some work done this morning. I got some rescanning done. I'm gonna dye some yarn tonight. When I get home, I'm not taking like the weekend off or anything like this. Just a couple hours that we came over here to my in-laws is my holiday Thanksgiving. And I am very much enjoying my time with my family.
Where's your family too?
All right, y'all. We'll see you in the next clip, all right? Happy Black Friday, y'all. Today is Friday, November 26th, and I'm realizing that my eye contact is not good on here. I'm trying to figure out where to look, and I think it's right here. I hope I'm looking at you. So yesterday was Thanksgiving. I came home from my in-laws. I did some work, got some yarn dyed, jars prepped, and I blocked my Conversation Hearts cowl. And it blocked out very, very nicely. And now I have a whole bunch of ends to weave in. But I'm very excited to have this off of the needles and get all the ends woven in and get this for a Christmas present for somebody. That's very, very exciting. Also, have to show you, I found this hat. I found this beanie that I knit in 2014. I know it's Malabrigo Rios, but I do not know the colorway. But I found it and I was like, oh, I'm really itching to cast on a hat, and I really have no business casting anything on. And I was like, I really want to knit a Musselburgh hat. But I thought, okay, I'm going to go through my Ravelry library because I'm sure I have 110 hat patterns that I haven't knit. And as I was going through my Ravelry library, I came across a whip. And I was like, where is said whip? So I looked through my drawers and I found it. And it was like halfway done. Now the question is, frog it or finish it? It's living in a cute, cute bag by the Bag Ladies. I started this whip, I have it pulled up right here, January 17th, 2018. So almost 4 years ago. And it's crazy because I have been using these Leica needles, these driftwood needles, and this was how this whip was. And I was like, I think this is Cozy Head, Happy Head. So sure enough, I looked on my Ravelry projects, and this is Cozy Head, Happy Head by Joji Locatelli. It's a real simple cabled pattern. This is also Malabrigo Rios. And I believe the colorway is Teal Feathers. So I was like, I hadn't done this twist yet. I was like, do I frog it? Do I take it all out and start over or finish it? So I was like, you can do this, Teresa. I read my knitting. I figured out what the heck row I was on. And I did it. I'm cabling. Woo. It's so pretty and squishy. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to keep this for myself or gift this to someone for Christmas. I think I might gift it to somebody for Christmas. And I found my cable needles and everything. So excited to have, and it's worsted weight. I hardly ever knit with anything besides fingering weight. And this is going so fast. So I'm kind of into the like DK worsted weight situation that's happening. Really digging it. Super love it. I have some dye pots going, which is why I'm in my bedroom, because it's very loud out there with the exhaust and the burners and the boiling of the water. It's very loud. It's very loud. So I came in here. It's not pretty, but we vlogging it. We doing it vloggy style. So do you guys like, now are you the kind of person who likes to have frequent small vloggy style sessions, or just like one big shebang like once a month? I kind of like frequent vloggy style. I like doing it vloggy style. And I'm nothing if not a huge copycat. So all the cool kids are doing it. I don't want to feel left out. So this I think will work much better for me, because I would be like, I don't have anything to share. When really I do. I just forgot about whatever I was working on 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So this way I can just like sit down, show you what it's all about, play with the yarns, look at the pretty colors. I'm going to put in probably some little like snippets of maybe what I'm dyeing, because that's a lot of my crafting that I do is dyeing. And then knitting in between dye pots. Okay, so y'all know that Aquila was here last week. And one of the things that she helped me with was go through a drawer full of Manic Teresa knitting, where I just threw 100 things onto my knitting machine to see what it could do, and then just all, like threw it all in this basket. And she's like, what is all this? I'm like, I don't know. It's this and it's this. So she Kitchenered a bunch of toes for me. Now this I had threw on my machine because I wanted to try to do jelly rolls. And this was a colorway that I dyed that I like it, but like I never released it or anything. So I did triple jelly rolls, because like why do one when you can do 3? Like why make things easy on yourself when you can just like make things as difficult as possible? But So I was like, I think I should frog it because this one I did one jelly roll. And I was like, that's not extra enough. And Aquila goes, Teresa, let me just Kitchener the toes. And like, they're perfectly fine mismatched socks. I was like, you're right, yo. So she Kitchenered a bunch of toes for me. And now I have some really cute, ugly as all get out Christmas socks that are amazingly perfect in the ugliest way. And I love it. And they are keeping my feet toasty. Because, y'all, it is cold here in Florida. It's like 65 degrees in my house because my air conditioning's on. It's like 75 outside. But we turn the AC on and pretend it's winter. Yeah, not only did Florida try to kill Aquila, but we tried to kill her with our air conditioning overload that Floridians do. So I'm going to get back to the dye pots. If I make any more progress on anything, I will show you in tomorrow's wrap-up video. All right? I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. I'll see you in the next clip. Be excellent to each other. All right, y'all. It is Saturday, November 27th, and I am ready to wrap this video up. So I'm going to start with a little bit of shop update for y'all. I am currently wrapping up pre-orders from very late August, early September, as well as I have the Clark We're Stuck Under a Truck sets, dyed, dry. When Aquila was here, she helped me like pre-prep the packaging. Y'all, it's so cute. Like not just the bag and the yarn and all that, but I got like really cute mailers to go with it. And I'm gonna talk about it on here, but okay, the 12 Stripes of Christmas, those will be shipped out beginning of December. It's not an advent. It is for a Christmas Day cast on. Of course, you can cast it on whenever you want, but Christmas Day cast on. And on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you totally should. I'm at prettytwistedyarns. I am going to host my first knit along. We are going to use the hashtag PTY12 Stripes Cal. I'll put it here on the screen. And what I'm going to do is it can be loose. So it can be like any of my yarn cast on Christmas Day. It doesn't have to be Christmas yarn. It can be any yarn of mine that you might have in your stash. And we're submitting finished objects on that hashtag on January 25th. So I will pick a winner January 26th. I was kind of thinking about like doing like a 12-day cal, but I'll get, it's Christmas after the holidays and all that, a month. So we'll do a month. I'll pick a winner on January 26th. And if you do use the 12 Stripes of Christmas or the Clark We're Stuck Under a Truck yarn, it's a double entry. So follow me on Instagram for more details on that. But the prize is going to be a custom self-striping colorway dyed by me. Never to be repeated. Okay, I'm gonna show you, I made a tiny little bit of progress. Not much, but tiny little bit of progress on my Cozy Head Happy Head. So when I showed this in the last clip, I was like right here. So I've done a little bit more. I'm just real excited to have another hat because, like I said, I like to pretend it's winter, and I'm probably going to be wearing this whole outfit until like April. I don't have a whole lot of hoodies because Florida, but my husband did get me the Mace of Skeins hoodie, and I'm gonna wear it every single day until probably Easter. I mean, that's reasonable, right? I usually leave my tree up until around then, so it's fine. I also have knitting plans because when in doubt, cast on all the things. Miss Lauren from Granite State Yarns. If you do not follow Granite State Yarns on Instagram, go do that. She's amazing. This woman has, I think, like 37 kids or something. Or maybe just 7. I think it's 7. But she's amazing. Like, she's adorable. She dyes yarn. She writes patterns, vlogs, podcast, tutorials. She's amazing. And I saw this. This is her Intervale Socks pattern. And since knitting the Conversation Hearts cowl, I really wanted to knit some colorwork socks. So they're DK also, which I've also been obsessed with. So super excited. I was like, I'm gonna dye myself some yarn because I do have some DK. I'm like, I love dyeing yarn, right? But like after dyeing yarn all day, last thing I want to do is like clean a pan and then dye my own yarn and like wash it. And so knitting with your own hand-dyed yarn is kind of like a very lovely home-cooked meal. But knitting with someone else's hand-dyed yarn is like going to a 5-star restaurant. You didn't have to do any of the work. You just get to enjoy the beauty and art and flavor of somebody else. And I'm very excited to have, ooh, I think this is Glorious Christmas. I got this sock set coming. I really like to use the yarn featured in a pattern a lot of times. Probably because I'm kind of lazy and I'm like, well, that just looks really good. Like, why try to mess it up? I mean, sometimes I'll just go off the cuff and do whatever colors, but this is so pretty. Like, I'm so excited to cast these on. So I have my pattern. I have my size 3 Chalgu needles at the ready. And I've got that all in a bag, ready to cast on when my yarn comes. And I have it all set in my Naughty Knitting Sacks bag, ready to go because I'm super organized. So, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I have been dyeing. Now, I do not know if these are in my shop still when you're seeing this. When I have ready to ship stuff, it tends to sell relatively quickly, but I like to be goofy and offensive and witty and offensive. So I wanted to dye a really pretty brown. Brown is not like I'm not a huge brown fan, but I like brown. And I love the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And I especially love Cousin Eddie. Because if I was a dude, like, I'd probably be Cousin Eddie. Let's be real. Like, oh, Clark, you shouldn't get us any presents. But here's a list I made for you if you really want to get me something. I should probably get a P.O. box. I'm just kidding. Anyway. So I like to name some Christmas yarns after my favorite scenes. So this is called, warning, expletive coming, bad word, Merry Christmas, shitter's full. You know that scene? It's hilarious because like it's a pretty brown, but like does that not look like just like a full shitter? Like poo and pee. God. What is wrong with me? I have no idea. I really don't. But they sold out. And I kind of wonder, like, am I even a good yarn dyer? Or do I just have good colorway names? No, but yo, that's good. It's a good brown. Okay, I also dyed the snozberries. It tastes like snozberries on my new DK base. And this is a red with some sort of subtle, like, burgundy wine. It's a semi-solid. It's not solid. I mean, it's tonal. It's semi-solid. I love this DK base. I want to hold one of these back for myself with a black and gray mini and do jelly roll socks. Because that would be really cute. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So there might be one of these left sock sets in my shop. I'm not sure what's left. And then I love the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch. And my favorite is when he's like, Max, help me, I'm feeling. And then green is like envy, feeling green. So this is a tonal, I don't know if that's really picking up true. It's an emerald green, has like some light speckles in it with some underlying like Kelly green. And this is on my glitz base. So this is Help Me, I'm Feeling. And I dyed a mini on Lush because I think it's really cute to have like sparkle socks, but with contrasting non-sparkle. So this is called Christmas Threw Up in Here because, yo, that just looks like a Christmas massacre. So I have these sock sets. I think that's it. I think that's it for this week, yo. I'm gonna try to put show notes down below. I'm gonna go dye a bunch of yarn and get some stuff packaged, go to the post office, print labels, lots of stuff to do today. So I'm gonna get to it and I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other.